wants to find me. I'll be in the last place you would look, in a place where people used to be, a land that's called reality. You'll find me there. I won't be catching up on Reddit. I won't be watching any news. I'll let the planet spin without me, 'cause everything has been without me sometime. And everyone will be alright if I'm not live by satellite. It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook, message or call me, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode and everything is okay. I just wanna play, unplug for the day and live in the moment, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode, yeah. I'm always drowning in the static. I'd rather swim in crystal seas. My battery's been running low. I need to take it nice and slow for just a while. You won't be hearing about my weather, and you won't see my breakfast pics. For videos of kitty cats all gussied up in pretty hats, you'll have to wait. I hope it's not a tragedy. I hope you don't get mad at me. It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook, message or call me, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode and everything is okay. I just wanna play, unplug for the day and live in the moment, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode, yeah. Everything is now, everyone is everywhere, but no one seems to get up from their chairs. I'll come and sit with you, let's talk and have a drink or two. We'll open up the window for some air and hear the voices down the street of children playing on the beach. It's a beautiful day, don't take it away. I just want to play, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode, yeah. It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook, message or call me, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode and everything is okay. I just wanna play, unplug for the day and live in the moment, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode, yeah.
Carefully shook it onto a 92. I cheated, kind of.
Yeah?
But that's because it's hard to get here.
So what about you? Do you have any goals for
I
2019?
resolved to have less mishaps with nail polish. To try my best to avoid watching Flicka because it's annoying that we watch it all the time. And to completely, definitely not get too many books.
Not too many books.
But then again, that's kind of impossible.
Yeah, it's kind of impossible. There's no such thing as too many books. Overall, it was a great day. It always is when I get to spend some time with them. On the long bus ride home afterwards, and into the evening and afternoon, I find myself pondering all the old year freshly left behind, and looking forward into 2019. I normally don't set many big goals for a year, and 2018 was really no exception in that regard. I came into 2018 still getting settled in this new place, familiarizing myself with this beautiful, relatively peaceful new existence out here in farm country, farther out from the city and suburbia than I've ever lived before. About the only goal I set in with was to start with a small garden and in the spring and make a try of it. After all, having lived in apartments all my life beforehand, I've never really had gardening space to work with. Well, I did start a very small garden, a few tomato plants, a pepper plant, some basil, lavender, rosemary, and a few beets. I suppose it was more or less a success, though I didn't see the type of yields I'd hoped for. The beets failed entirely, and the peppers produced only a few really small and underwhelming fruits. The tomatoes did slightly better, and I'd have to say the basil and rosemary did the best of the whole lot. Well, since then I've continued reading and following numerous YouTube channels since then, and I'm still learning. Despite it having been a hot and humid summer with a couple of heat wave warnings here, especially in the latter part of the summer, followed by some hungry bugs that completely claimed the last tomatoes, I accept that most of the garden's underperformance this year was down to my inexperience. I think I put the peppers in way too close together, which is why they did so poorly. And I don't think my watering method was very good for the beets at all, accounting for their loss. For the tomatoes, if I knew then what I know now, I'd probably have spotted the bug problem a lot sooner. And maybe I would have been able to save them too. But really, I had planned to start the garden and see how it went, and I did accomplish that goal. I try not to buy into mistakes too much. There are only successes and lessons, and I certainly got a share of both of those. Overall, I'm going to count that as an accomplished goal. And so a new year begins. The garden soil, which was lawn before I started, will come into this spring as a renewed garden with soil that got worked last year, so it's sure to do even better on that score. Plus, like I say, I've learned to identify the foibles I made, and I'll do better with it this time around, in more fertile soil. Armed with that experience and learning, I'll expand on the size of the garden this year, adding a bit more space and several more plants as well, spacing them properly this time, of course, especially the herbs. I'll definitely do basil again, and I'll hope that rosemary perks back up in the thaw as well. If it doesn't, I'll just have to add some more. I'll also be adding some spearmint and peppermint, chives and sage in a few containers, as well as some oregano and dill in the ground. I'll do tomatoes, maybe an Amish paste and some slicers. Aside from the sweet bell peppers, I'm going to add some Hungarian hot wax peppers as well. That'll be nice in some salsas. I'm also hoping to include loofah squash and maybe some sort of pickling cucumber as well. Comment below if you know of a pickler that I could or should aim for that'll grow in a 5A zone, please. Of course, I'll continue to make mistakes and learn from them. And since I plan to film a lot of it for this channel, I hope my fine viewers will correct me in your comments if you do catch me making mistakes. Just be gentle with me in that regard. I can and gladly will accept fair and constructive criticism and the training of your own experience. But the only thing I really won't accept would be unkindness or trolls. Those comments will be deleted without the dignity of any further responses. With only a single growing season of my own experience, I make no promise of being an expert by any stretch of the imagination. Never have, never will. I've gotten my first food dehydrator now, and next month I'll be getting my first pressure canner. So, when the garden does start producing next year, I'll make a lot of effort into preserving more of our harvest and increasing the yield of that harvest as well. Yeah, 2018 was a pretty good year in the end. Not perfect, but good. 2019, well, it's shaping up to be the year of awesome. I'm in. Are you? Please hit that thumbs up button and be sure you're subscribed and clicked in on the bell icon to make sure you get notified when I post new videos. There'll be a lot more of them come springtime, and probably a trickle of them until then. Thanks for joining me. Hey, together, let's make it an awesome year.